UFC Fight Night, Hill versus Rountree, full card, confident picks to least confident picks of the card. We only have 12 fights this weekend in Baku, Azerbaijan. Some decent fights for sure. We got some ranked Curtis Blades, Faziev, former champion Jamal Hill, former title challenger Khalil Rountree. Then a lot of up-and-comers like Oban Elliott, Muhammad Naima, Bogdan Grad, Nazim Sadika, Mikdebek Oralbay. I can go on and on and on. Not to mention the other ranked fighter in the second fight of the card, Tagir Ulanbekov. Not a bad card at all here. In Azerbaijan, we are going to go through from the bottom of the card, Muhammad Usman versus Hamdi Abdelwahab, all the way to the top with Jamal Hill and Khalil Rountree, and give you my percentage chance. I think every single one of these fighters is going to win this weekend. But of course, if you do want to see all the bets we are making for this weekend's card and every card after it, we do have all of my MMA bets in one membership. You get it for $4.99 a month. So you get 4 UFC fight cards every single month for $4.99. So you're basically paying $1.25 for all of my MMA bets. But that's not it. You also get an inside scoop on big UFC fight announcements. That means fights that aren't yet announced to the public that I personally know. I got a list of when every fighter wants to fight, when fighters are in the works to fight, who they're in the works to fight against, and so on and so forth. So you can get some real behind-the-scenes coverage on the UFC and who everybody's going to be fighting next. We got a full personal UFC ranking system for the entire 700-fighter roster. We got a list of the best prospects outside of the UFC that could be signed in the near future. The next Ilia Topuria, the next Conor McGregor. We got access to ask UFC fighters questions. I come in contact with a lot of UFC fighters. I got a list of all of those fighters. If you want me to ask them a question, you're like, when is Muhammad Usman gonna fight next? Ask me and I will ask Muhammad Usman and I'll give you the answer. That's all included in just this one membership. And last but not least, all the fighters I think should be cut from the UFC. So a lot of great perks right there. Make sure to become a channel member. The pinned link is in the comment section below or in the description. Go check it out. But with that being said, let's get into this one. We are going to bold all of the fighters we think are going to win this weekend. And you can obviously see the things, the fighters that I think are going to win: Oban Elliott, Muhammad Usman, Tagir Ulanbekov, Irina Alekseeva, and so on and so forth. We're going to start with the first fight here, give you guys my percentage chance. I think Oban Elliott is going to go out there and win. Then make our way to Khalil Rountree. The fighters at the top, most confident. The fighters at the bottom will be my least confident. So, of course, first fight is going to be Muhammad Usman, Hamdi Abdelwahab. So we'll go through that one first. Muhammad Usman right here, I have him winning as an underdog. He's my underdog of the card. If you watch my underdog of the card video later on this week, he's going to be my underdog of the card because the odds are just crazy in my opinion. Plus 141, even plus 155 for Muhammad Usman here. I think it's a pretty 50-50, pretty close fight here in the UFC heavyweight division, but I would lean Muhammad Usman about 52-53% of the time. I don't understand necessarily why Muhammad Usman is, this big of an underdog. It just really doesn't make that much of sense, in my opinion, to have him as this big of an underdog because Muhammad Usman is the better striker. Hamdi cannot get a takedown to save his life in the UFC or control it. That's his game plan, and he's never able to do it. So if Usman's able to keep this fight on the feet for the most part, I think he wins. So Muhammad Usman, so far, my most confident pick of the card. Will he stay there? No, he will not. He's a slight lean. I am not at all confident in Muhammad Usman going out there and winning. He's just a slight lean. And then we got Tagir Ulanbekov. His actual betting odds are crazy. Minus 400, minus 350. He's a big favorite over Azat Maksum. I am confident. I am 3-1 confident. I'm not as confident as a lot of people are. I'm actually going to say even a little bit less than 3-1 confident. I feel good about Tagir Ulanbekov, but there's a lot of unknowns with Azat's been out for quite a while. Has his wrestling and grappling improved a lot since he's been out? I don't know. So there's some unknowns there. Azad is the better boxer, the better striker. So he is taking the fight on short notice. There's just too many unknowns for me to be just super, super confident on Tagirulanbekov to win that fight. So 73% now, my most confident pick of the card. Then we got Irina Alekseeva taking on Claudia Segula. These odds are insane. She's minus 250, minus 275. I think that is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I'm a little bit more confident in Irina than I am in underdog Muhammad Usman. That should tell you how these odds are just, in my opinion, for Irina Alekseeva. I'm going to go 55%. I don't know why they have her as almost a 3-1 favorite over Claudia Segula. I think she wins, don't get me wrong, but these odds are insane. 55% is all I can do for Irina Alekseeva when she is plus 278 at the highest, minus 300 on this bookie right here. That is insane odds in my opinion. I think she should be at the most a 2-1 favorite, but I would have her even less than that. Then we do have Melissa Mullins, and this one I am confident in. Melissa Mullins I am confident in, and she is going to be my most confident pick of the card so far. She is minus 275, minus 250, the same odds as Irina Alekseeva. I think she should be a bigger favorite than Irina Alekseeva, and they're the same odds on the bookies. Doesn't make any sense. I'm going to go 75% for Melissa Mullins. I think she should be a bigger favorite on the betting odds than she actually is. I'm going to have her at 75% as my most confident pick of the card so far. Then for the next fight, we do have Ismail Nardiev taking on Junyoung Park. I am also very confident in Junyoung Park. He is minus 178, at the most minus 210 on the bookies here to go out there and beat Ismail Nardiev. So he's not even a 2-1 favorite, but I personally have him as just a little bit less than Melissa Mullins. I am feeling very, very good about Junyoung Park going out there and getting the win. 74% for Junyoung Park. I think he should definitely be a bigger favorite than he already is. He is going to go out there and win this fight. Come on, guys. He's going to win this fight. 74%. The odds have him at a 66 or less. Some of them even have him there at minus 178, which is like a 60%, 62% to go out there and win. I am much more confident than the betting odds are saying for Junyoung Park right there. Then after Junyoung Park, we got Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott currently right here taking on debuting Seokhyung Ko. This is an interesting one because he is a massive favorite over Seokhyung Ko, and I'm nowhere near that confident. Minus 575 at the most, at the worst, minus 450. That's the best odds you're going to get. If you're betting on Oban, minus 450 is the best. Started at minus 200, stayed there for days, and then just got hammered on. Ladies and gentlemen, he's below Tagirulanbekov, and he's sitting at where the odds had him at the beginning. I think the odds were spot on when they started. 2-1 for Oban Elliott seems perfectly reasonable. Now he's a minus 500 favorite is insane in my opinion. That's way too big. This is a dog or pass. This is a dog or pass. Junyoung Park is favored or pass. Melissa Mullins, favored or pass. Irina Alekseeva, dog or pass. Usman, dog or pass. Oban Elliott, dog or pass. You got to look at these odds and kind of look at my percentages I'm giving and really find the value using these percentages. So Oban Elliott should not be that big of a favorite. Only reason he is everybody just started betting Oban out of just seeing him being this 3-0 in the UFC, fighting a debuting guy, and they're just, oh, he's going to dominate this fight. Should not be this big of a favorite. Should he win? Yeah, he should win. It's a dog or pass, though, if you're going to bet on it. Then we move on to Muhammad Naimov taking on Bogdan Grad. He is a 2-1 favorite over Bogdan Grad. I'm actually going to say this is a dog or pass. I am not very confident on Muhammad Naimov to go out there and win. I really am not. Bogdan Grad is an absolute dog. Puts on that pressure, comes forward, puts on that pace. Naimov has good power, but it's a little inconsistent. Hasn't been looking too good in his last few fights, in my opinion. Had a really close fight with Nathaniel Wood. Could have gone either way. Didn't really skill on, what was his last fight? I got Con Offley. He didn't really look amazing in that fight, which we all thought he would have. I think Bogdan Grad's got a good shot here. I'm going to go 60%. Still think Muhammad Naimov wins this fight, but am I confident? And not even 2-1. Not even 2-1 on Muhammad Naimov. That's a dog or pass. I'm probably going to pass on that one, to be honest, because the odds are a little bit too close to my percentage. So it's a pass for me. Muhammad should win based on countering Bogdan as he comes forward, mixing in a takedown or two. But Bogdan can definitely steal a close decision here in this fight. I would pass on that one, though. Nazim Sadikov, Nicholas Mota. That is the next fight we do have. Nazim, definitely have him as more than a 2-1 favorite, but I can't say 3-1. I'm gonna say a little bit more than Tiger Ulanbekov, but I think Junyoung Park should be a bigger one. So I'm gonna go 73.5, right in between, sandwiched in between these two. Is gonna be Nazim Sadikov. A little bit less than a 3-1 favor. The actual odds have Nazim Sadikov as a 4-1, even minus 460 favorite over Nicholas Mota. I'm not that confident on Nazim Sadikov, but I am more confident in Nazim than I am for Tiger. But I'm less confident than for Nazim than I am for Junyoung Park. So 73.5% makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Junyoung Park, I am more confident in Nazim. So 73.5%. He's the better overall striker because he's able to mix in those kicks and have Nicholas come to him and then mix in takedowns and things like that. But am I super confident? No, because if Nicholas Mota, training with the guys over there, I believe in Thailand, is able to defend these takedowns good and keep this on the feet, it's a very close fight. It's a very close fight that could go either way. So I'm not confident on Nazim Sadikov. It's just an almost confident right there for Nazim to go out there and win that fight, when his actual odds have him as a pretty big favorite. Then we got Miktybek Orolbai. Wow, minus 150 for Miktybek Orolbai. What just happened there? Miktybek Orolbai being that little of a favor is mainly to do with the fact that his opponent has a lot of unknowns. His opponent has a lot of unknowns. I'm going to have Miktybek as a 2-1 plus favorite. 70% here. I definitely think this is a favorite or pass. Probably don't bet the underdog here because we don't know what Tofik is like against these heavy wrestler styles. He hasn't really faced any of them. He's a very technical, laid-back, kind of plodding, waiting for his opportunity to strike type of striker, and he can't really do that when he's got the constant pace and pressure of Miktybek Orolbai. So I feel good about Miktybek winning, but again, there's some unknowns there, so you can't be super confident. But minus 150 seems a little bit little. You know, Miktybek should definitely be a bigger favorite than that. 70%, more than a 2-1, when the actual odds have Miktybek as minus 155, and less than a 2-1 favor at the very most. Then we move on to Curtis Blades and Rizvan Kuniev. Rizvan Kuniev and Curtis Blades. I think Rizvan, if he's going to win any round, he's going to win round number 1. After that, he's going to be done. I actually weirdly feel very confident in Curtis Blades. Like, for a heavyweight fight, where we got two guys that are mainly wrestlers, I should probably not be this confident. I feel really good about Curtis Blades going out there and winning this fight. He's got the wrestling and grappling to keep this on the feet, stay out of Rizvan's realm, and he's got much better striking. Rizvan at range is just not good. Rizvan in the clinch is good. Elbows and knees are solid. So is Curtis. Curtis and Rizvan are both good in the clinch. They're both good in the wrestling. And there's a clear advantage for Curtis in the striking. So I don't know why Rizvan is getting this opportunity in his debut. They're just trying to push him for some reason. But I think Curtis Blades goes out there and knocks out Rizvan Kuniev in round 2 at range with the striking. I feel very good about that one. I feel very good. Then we got Rafael Fiziev. I think these odds are 50-50. Slight lean. Actually, the underdog is Rafael Fiziev. Started as a 2-1 favorite, now is an underdog in this matchup. I got Fiziev winning. The more the odds are coming to Fiziev, the more likely I am to go out there and bet on Rafael Fiziev. 51% is what I'm going to have Fiziev at. I think this is a pick'em. Flip a coin. This fight will go either way, but if you're getting plus money on Fiziev, and I slightly think Fiziev is going to win, well, I'm probably going to be betting on him to go out there and win. Slight lean. but there's good odds on Rafael at plus money, so why not? Khalil Rountree, Jamal Hill. Khalil is the favorite, minus 140 at the best odds you're going to bet him at, and minus 162. I think this is a little bit closer than that, not by much, but I still think this is a very, very close fight on this card. A little bit more than Hamdi Abdel Wahab, but not by much, 54%. For Khalil Rountree to go out there and get the win. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are my most confident picks to least confident picks of the card. These are the fights I could see legitimately going either way. Muhammad Naimov, Irina Alekseeva, Khalil Rountree, Mohammed Usman, Rafael Fiziev. These fights I could legitimately see going either way. Then we got these fighters right here. Oban Elliott and Mikdibek Orobai, who I'm almost confident in. I'm 2-1 on them. I'm not slightly leaning them. I'm not confident. I'm kind of in that middle gray zone where, you know, there's some unknowns with both of them. So I'm not going to say I'm confident, but I'm not going to say it's a 50-50 fight either. So it is going to be one of those where, you know, I'm almost confident. I'm almost slightly leaning. It's a close fight. Could go either way, but I do feel there should be a clear winner. But I'm not confident, if that makes sense to you guys. Then we got these ones right here, all the way up. Tigir, Nazim Sadikov, Junyoung Park, Melissa Mullins, Curtis Blaze. I feel good about these ones. These are in my confidence range. Am I super confident on anybody here? No. I just feel confident. Tigir should win that fight. Nazim should win that fight. Junyoung Park, Melissa, Curtis Blaze, they all should win their fights handedly. They have the better skills. They have the more well-rounded games. They should have their clear paths to victory and go out there and win. If any of these fighters loses, it's going to be a knockout. It's going to be a submission. It's going to be the fact that their opponent has improved significantly since their last fights. But based on what I've seen in their last few fights, these fighters should clearly go out there and win. Those are my most confident picks. These are my kind of almost confidence, and these are the fights that could go either way. Thank you guys for watching. These are my most confidence to least confidence of this UFC fight. And make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and check out the channel membership in that pinned comment down below or in the description of this video. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.